What's going on, everybody? This is the Game Corner Podcast, episode 33, the E3 2019 press conference recap edition. Over the past few days, I have sat down and watched all of the conferences, except for the PC show and Devolver Digital. So I watched all the main ones, and including EA. I know they didn't have an official E3 press conference, but they were doing their own thing called the EA Play, and everybody on the internet pretty much was lumping it in with E3 because it was airing around the same time. Fuck off, PC. Thanks for making noise. And they were all lumping it together on the E3 schedule for the press conferences, so I said, fuck it. I covered it. I took notes. I got 15 and a half pages of notes here I'm going to go over. With a lot of the games. Now, I didn't write down everything, so there are a few things I'm not going to talk about that happened. So, as I said, I watched EA. We're going to do this in order. So it's going to start with EA and it's going to end with Nintendo. And then this weekend, I'm planning to do it Sunday, I'm going to talk about some post-E3 stuff. Some leaks, maybe from people that got to play some of these games during E3 this week. More trailers that weren't shown during press conferences that are on the internet and whatnot, like Disgaea 4 Complete, for instance. So I'll be talking about a lot of that stuff this weekend. That'll be episode 34, but for now, follow me and Erin Fitzgerald on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. All of our social media links are down below. So check us out there. And that being said, let's get right into the stuff. So as I said, I got all these notes here. You hear it? You can hear the papers flopping around. I don't know why I did that, but fuck it. So they started out with EA, with Star Wars, the Jedi Fallen Order. The game is going to be released on November 15th this year. They went into this big production about it. They showed off 15 minutes of gameplay. And it's an action-adventure game. Kind of like, it's in the same genre as games like Uncharted. And trying to think of some other ones. Like Watch Dogs, I guess you could lump into that genre. And they showed off 15 minutes of gameplay, and I'll be honest, I'm not a Star Wars fan. I didn't watch all of the gameplay. I watched probably a good 6 minutes of it, out of the 15 minutes they showed. And I'll be honest, if I was a Star Wars fan, I think I would like this game, because I like the genre of game that it is. I like the style of game that it is, and I'm not going to play it, because I'm not a Star Wars fan, so I wouldn't, despite the fact that it is the genre it is, I just don't think I'll be able to, I don't think the game will hold my interest because it's Star Wars. Now, that's not to say Star Wars is bad, I'm just not a fan of it. So then they went into Apex Legends. They showed off the Season 2 Battle Pass. We're getting a new weapon called the All-Star, which I believe is from Titanfall 2. I haven't played Titanfall. I don't know the series. But I am aware that Apex Legends is somewhere in the Titanfall universe. We're getting a new character, Watson, the 10th Legend, added into the game. We're getting a Battle Royale. Oh, no, we're not. I'm sorry. I'm jumping way ahead. That's on a different game. That'll be coming up soon. New game mode is called Ranked Mode. And the game's going to have like challenges and stuff. And the Season 2 Battle Pass is going to be, more challenge-based rather than timed like the last one. The Season 2 kicks off, and the Battle Pass will be released on July 2nd. Same day as the Spider-Man movie, so there you go. July 2nd is shaping out to be a pretty neat day. They showed quite a bit of gameplay for this as well. Seems pretty cool. I've always been wanting to play Apex Legends, but I don't have a squad to play with. I'm still waiting for them to add solo mode, if it's not already in the game, which I don't think it is. I'll have to look that up, actually. Then they showed Battlefield 5. Quite a lot of information here. Battlefield 5, they showed Season 4 expansion. We're getting new maps. The first one here we're getting is called Al Sundan. We're going to get that on the 27th of this month. The next map is called Marita, which will release in July. They're going to have another map in August, which wasn't named. Then they announced another map called Operation Underground, which will be releasing this October. They showed gameplay for all of these maps. They showed like kind of like drone shots and whatnot from like an overhead perspective of some of the maps. They said the Operation Underground map will be dropping between the end of the 4th chapter expansion and before the 5th chapter expansion. So they did announce a Chapter 5 expansion. That'll be coming later this fall. That's the only information they gave us about that. I'm guessing the Chapter 5 expansion's probably going to come in probably November. I'm not expecting it any sooner than that. Then we got then they got a little bit into the sports. EA this year actually wasn't heavy on the sports, which I'm kind of surprised about. FIFA 20, I don't give a shit about soccer, so I really didn't pay much attention to this. But the game is coming out September 27th. EA Access members will get it on September 19th. EA Access membership will also be coming to the PS4. They didn't say when, but I would imagine it would be before September 19th. Then they showed a game called The Outer Worlds, which is coming out October 25th. I didn't pay much attention to this either. The Bleeding Edge, the alpha starts June 27th. Release date to be announced. Ori, Willow, and the Wisps. Wait, am I going out of order? Oh, you know what? Yeah, that I jumped right into the Microsoft stuff. Madden is the last thing. Madden is the last thing. And that one is coming out this August like they always do. They didn't announce a release date for it. More stuff. They're focusing more on the Madden Ultimate Team and whatnot, like they have been over the past few years. It is what it is. Juju Smith from the Pittsburgh Steelers, wide receiver, was there, and he was handing out some early access beta codes, which is taking place this weekend between the 14th and the 16th, for people to try Madden 20's closed beta early. And they were also giving some codes out on their social medias, I guess. Madden and EA social medias, as well as Juju's Twitch channel. And that was pretty much it for EA. No Need for Speed, which I was kind of surprised. But maybe they're saving that for the next console cycle, and I'm going to get to that in a little bit. Microsoft, they opened up with a presentation for a game called The Outer Worlds. I didn't pay too much attention to this. They didn't really give us any information on it. The game comes out October 25th. They showed another game called The Bleeding Edge. The release date is to be announced. The alpha starts June 27th. They showed Ori, Willow, the Wisps. I missed the release date on this one, so I didn't write it down. I don't know when it's coming out. Minecraft Dungeons coming spring 2020. Personally, these are like games I don't care about, so I didn't take much notes on these. Let's see. Then they showed they're making a Blair Witch game, and I missed the release date on this one as well, so I didn't write it down. Cyberpunk 2077. They had Keanu Reeves on stage talking about the game. They showed off some more for it, a new video for it and whatnot. Coming out April 16th, 2020. Looks like a pretty cool game. I might play it. I might check that game out. Then they showed a bit of like a rapid fire thing here, and they showed a game called Spiritfarer and Battletoads, the remake for Battletoads. The release dates on those weren't really announced. Legend of Right coming in 2020. I really don't understand. I don't really know about that, anything about that game. Xbox Game Pass. If you sign up for Xbox Game Pass now, you can download Borderlands: The Handsome Collection, more games including Batman: Arkham Knight, Metro Exodus, Hollow Knight, and whatnot. They talked about the Game Pass PC. The beta is currently underway. It includes Halo Reach and the Master Chief Collection. They announced a Game Pass Ultimate Bundle, $15 a month. Xbox Game Pass. If you get the Xbox Game Pass bundle for $15 a month, you get the Xbox Game Pass for console and PC, as well as Xbox Live Gold. Now that's a pretty good deal, because if you were to buy Xbox Live Gold, $60 a year, $10 Xbox Game Pass on PC, and the $10 Game Pass on the Xbox One itself, you're still going to pay $180 a year. So they broke it down. If you pay $15 a month, you get everything in one subscription instead of 3. You still pay the same price. I like it. It's a good idea. And if you enroll now, I don't know how long this offer stands for, but if you enroll now, you can sign up for just $1. I imagine it's $1 for the first month. They really didn't clarify too much on that. And they showed Age of Empires 2. Definitive Edition. It's coming this fall. Wasteland 3 release to be announced. Double Fine Productions was announced to be the next acquisition, or the newest acquisition for the Xbox Game Studio. They also showed the trailer and revealed Psychonauts 2, which is the sequel to the original game, which was from, what, like 15 years ago? No release date, however, was announced for that game. Didn't play the original, not gonna lie, not gonna play this one. Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. I don't give a shit. They announced the release for it, but I missed it. I didn't pay much attention to this because I don't care for Lego games. Project Dragon Ball Game Z is now called Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. It's coming early 2020. They showed new footage for the game. I'm hoping it's going to be bigger than what they're showing, because so far, ever since the game was first teased, we have yet to see any gameplay or any footage past the Frieza saga. So I'm hoping we get a bigger game. It's still very unclear as to whether or not Dragon Ball Super or even Dragon Ball GT is going to be involved in any fashion in this game. Doesn't look like it's going to be one of those must-have Dragon Ball games to me, though. So, looking like it's going to be a GameFly or a Redbox rental, to be honest. I'm not expecting much from that game. Gears of War 5, they showed, a little bit of information, give us a little more information on that. Gears of War 5 is coming on September 10th. and you can get it 4 days early with the Ultimate Edition of Gears of War 4 or the Game Pass Ultimate. So you get it on September 6th if you buy the Ultimate Edition of the game or you enroll in the Game Pass Ultimate monthly bundle. They featured a new mode for the game called Arcade Mode for online play. Another game mode called Escape. And you can play or pre-order the game. If you pre-order the game or you play it within the first 7 days of the game's release, you'll get a Terminator character pack. And again, you have to play the game within 7 days of the game's street date, or you have to pre-order it. They showed Dying Light 2 coming spring 2020. The game looks pretty cool. I didn't play the first one, though I was interested in it. I might check the series out eventually. I'm still so far behind on some of the games that are even out this year, and there are still a couple of games from last year I haven't even played yet. Forza Horizon Lego expansion coming out June 13th, tomorrow. I don't care. Like I said, I don't care for Lego stuff. Now, it's pretty cool that Forza Horizon 4 is getting another expansion, breathing more life into the game. Forza Horizon 4 on its own is a great game. I just don't care for the Lego expansion. Now, one of the big announcements during Xbox's thing here was that Phantasy Star Online 2, the big hit MMORPG that has been only in Japan for I don't know how long now, is finally coming to North America and probably Europe. It's coming in spring 2020. It'll be exclusive to the Xbox One and probably PC at some point. The game, when it comes to the West, will include all of the content from Japan. It'll be free to play, and that's pretty cool. So glad they're doing this. I've been wanting to play this for I don't know how long now. Finally get my chance to next year. They showed a game called Crossfire X coming in 2020. It's another shooter. I love shooters. It's first-person shooters and all that stuff. I wanted to play the original Crossfire that's been on PC for so many years now. Never really got to because all the computers I've had were too weak at the time to play them. And I heard that the game was full of cheaters and modders anyway. So it sounded like I didn't miss out on much, but I am interested in this. I want to play it. Tales of Arise is the newest Tales game, coming in 2020. And I'm looking forward to it. The game looks pretty cool. I still have to play some of the older games in the Tales series that I do have. Borderlands 2, a new edition, a new, I guess, expansion or DLC. It's free until, I believe, July 8th or July 27th or something like that. It's called Borderlands 2, Commander Lilith, and the Fight for Sanctuary. You need a copy of Borderlands 2 or Borderlands the pre-sequel to be able to play the new DLC, which should be a given at this point, really. They showed a trailer for it. I have the Handsome Collection on PS4 because it was one of the games that was given out for free this month for PlayStation Plus. So I have it downloaded. I actually just platinumed the original Borderlands for the second time on the same account this morning. So I'm going to get to that eventually. They showed a teaser trailer for a game called Elden Ring. We know nothing about it. We don't know a release date. Then they were talking about Project xCloud streaming service. It'll be coming this October. Then they dropped the bombshell that is Project Scarlet, the new Xbox console. They are boasting that it is 4 times more powerful than the Xbox One X. with GDDR6 RAM. They didn't say how many gigabytes. It's going to be 8K resolution capable and up to 120 frames per second on their game's capability. It's going to have a Ryzen 2 series processor. Again, they didn't say how powerful that's going to be. The Project Scarlet Xbox, whatever it's going to be called, I'm sure we're not going to find out until next year's E3. They announced holiday 2020, so probably right around or right before Black Friday next year. Looking forward to it. And it will launch with the next game in the series for Halo, Halo Infinite, which then they also went in and showed a trailer for that. All in all, Xbox had a good showing. I liked their presentation. I thought it was really good. I was hoping we would get Forza Motorsport 8, but we didn't. And after the Project Scarlet announcement, I think I know why. I think that that's going to be a launch title with the new Xbox, and it would make sense to do so. Looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to the new Xbox. Can't wait to get more information on it. That might be a while, however. Moving on to Bethesda. Bethesda showcase Sunday night. The first thing they showed off was Elder Scrolls Blades coming to the Switch this fall. It'll be free to play with cross-play and cross-save with the mobile versions. So you could start playing now on mobile and then somehow bring your save character and your save data to the Switch and continue where you left off. You could play on the Switch with people who are playing on the mobile version. Now, cross-play and cross-save, I really like that kind of a feature. I think all games that have cross-play should support that feature. Still not a fan of Elder Scrolls. I'm not going to play it. And they're calling the Switch version Switchblades. Yeah, pun totally intended. Fuck you guys. Todd Howard came out. They brought up the botched launch that was Fallout 76. Then they went into the Wastelanders expansion, which is coming this fall. It's going to be free, which is good because people have already got burned enough on that game from what I've been hearing. It's going to have new NPCs, new quests. Fallout 76 will be free to play from the 10th to the 17th. So the free-to-play week had already started. Then they have the new Battle Royale. This is where I jumped way ahead earlier. Nuclear Winter Battle Royale mode, which is going to be a free game mode coming to the game. 52-man Battle Royale, so not quite as big as Fortnite or PUBG. But, yeah, just another game to enter the Battle Royale genre. Then they showed a game called Ghostwire Tokyo. They didn't really give much information on it or a release date. Wolfenstein, Youngblood. They showed off a little bit of that game. That game will be coming out July 26th. Then they showed a couple more things, which like some indie stuff. They showed what the hell is the name of that game? They showed a game like it's supposed to be in the vein of a Saturday morning cartoon. I fucking forgot the name of it, and I wasn't really paying attention to that one, so I didn't take notes on it. But the last game that I did take notes on here, I'm not a big Bethesda fan, just so you guys understand that. Doom Eternal. Definitely looking forward to this game coming out November 22nd. There's going to be a collector's edition with a wearable Doom Guy helmet. They showed a guy in the crowd already wearing one. It's going to have new online multiplayer mode called Battle Mode. They showed a new trailer for the game. Looks great. I want to play it. I loved Doom 2016. Hopefully they ironed out a lot of the kinks with this game. because the last one had quite a few frustrating glitches and bugs, and it kind of annoyed the shit out of me. If you want my opinion. Next, going into Monday, we have Ubisoft's presentation. Ubisoft started their presentation with the Assassin's Creed orchestra called the Assassin's Creed Symphony, and they played some music from the Assassin's Creed series. They announced a live tour of the Assassin's Creed Symphony beginning June 29th, so if that's in your city and that's something you're interested in, knock your socks off. The first game they went into was Watch Dogs Legion, which will be coming out March 6, 2020. They're boasting you could play as anyone in the game, and they showed quite a bit of gameplay, which I was interested in. I was certainly intrigued by it. It says you can recruit and play as anybody in the game, and there are quite a lot of people in that game, so I like the fact that they're seemingly giving a shit ton of replayability with this game, because you can recruit and play as certain characters in a playthrough, play it again as a completely different set of characters, and then do it again and again until you've exhausted, all possibilities, which who knows how long that would even take. Sounds pretty cool. Rainbow Six Siege Year 4 DLC. They showed off some stuff. I didn't pay too much attention to it. It's going to be coming out throughout the rest of the year. Then they showed Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which is coming out on October 4th. And there's going to be a closed beta on September 15th. It's the next installment in the Ghost Recon, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon series. Or is that a Tom Clancy series? I don't even know. Looks alright. I was never a fan of the Ghost Recon games, but I know there are people are out there looking forward to it. Then they showed a new Rainbow Six game coming next year called Rainbow Six Quarantine. They showed a bit of a teaser trailer for that. They didn't give us a whole lot of information on it, but we got a bit of a trailer. So it's a traditional Rainbow Six game, so I'm looking forward to it. It's they're saying like up to 3-player co-op, I believe. So I want to play that game. I'll probably play it with my brother on his Xbox or whatever when it comes out. Just Dance 2020. They had a dance break for this game, like they have been doing the past couple of years. I remember, I think last year or the year before, they opened their presentation with Just Dance, where they didn't do that this year. They danced to a couple songs. The dancing panda was out there, the person in the panda suit. Don't care. I don't give a fuck about Just Dance. They showed a little bit of a game called Gods and Monsters. It's going to be released on June 25th next year. It's from the creators of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So that seems interesting. There's a game called Roller Champions. There's the alpha demo, which is available until the 14th. So that's underway now. The Roller Champions alpha demo is only available via Uplay, only on PC. Game looks pretty cool. It gave me a little bit of those Rocket League vibes, only completely, a completely different game. I think I would be interested in it. I'd probably try it when it comes out. I'm not a big Ubisoft fan either, but they do have their moments where I want to play some of their games. Hold on, folks. Let me take a drink. I'm talking for about 30 minutes straight with nothing here to drink. Hold on one moment. There we go. Oh boy, did I need that. All right. Moving on, they announced the Uplay Plus service. It'll be available starting September 2019 for $15 a month. And then they said you could sign up early for free access. Again, a vague statement, similar to the Xbox One. I guess they're going to give you the first month free, or whatever. They should have clarified that a little bit more. Then they showed the Division 2 Year 1 DLC for the rest of this year. It contains episodes 1 and 2, which will be coming out throughout the rest of this year. They announced episode 3 will be coming out early next year. And the Division 2 free play weekend for everybody. So I imagine everybody across all platforms the game came out on will be available between June 13th through the 16th. So Thursday, tomorrow through Sunday. Then they also announced that the Division movie, there's a Division movie based on the games, and it is being made by Netflix with no release date for the premiere. Moving on, Square Enix. Square Enix kicked ass, to be honest. They had a lot of Final Fantasy to talk about, and we're going to run right through it right now. They started off their big presentation with the Final Fantasy VII Remake. They showed a lot of footage with this one. The game looks fucking awesome, and I want it. Now, I didn't play the original Final Fantasy VII, the action version or the turn-based versions. I didn't get into the series until 13. They said that the game will be equal to 2 Blu-rays full of content. And the release date, unless of course it gets delayed, they dropped the release date of March 3rd, 2020. So, we're just a little under 9 months away from being able to play this game finally. It looks so good. It looks so good. Then they announced Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered will be releasing this winter for the Nintendo Switch. I have not played it. Maybe I will at some point. They showed Octopath Traveler. They're saying it's now available on Steam. It released on Nintendo Switch last year, I believe in June, so it's been out for a little while. If you don't have a Switch and you like the game or you're interested in it, now's your chance to play it. The Last Remnant. I don't know what happened, folks. My Audacity just stopped recording audio. Now I gotta backtrack because I was talking for quite a few minutes and nothing was being recorded. So let me backtrack here. The last thing I talked about was Octopath Traveler. So here we go. The Last Remnant remaster, now available on Nintendo Switch. They didn't give a price. I don't know. The game looked pretty decent from what they showed. I don't really care though. I mean, I'm probably not going to play it. Then they showed Dragon Quest Builders 2, coming July 12th to Nintendo Switch. To be honest, the game reminds me quite a bit of Minecraft, so it's not my style of the game. Coming July 12th to Nintendo Switch. They showed Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age. Square Enix presentation showed it was coming this fall. The Nintendo Direct revealed that it's coming September 27th to the Nintendo Switch. Then they showed a game called Circuit Superstars. They said it's in the style of the classic top-down racing series, or the top-down racing genre, in the likes of games like RC Pro-Am and Super Off-Road. My opinion, if they were going to do an old-school style, I wish they would have picked like the Top Gear series, to be honest. I like the Top Gear series. You know, Horizon Chase Turbo came out last year, and they did it in that style, and it was fantastic. So, if they were to choose a style, I would have rather them do that. They showed a game called Battalion 1944. It's now available on Steam. The gameplay gave me those vibes of the old school Medal of Honor World War II games from the PS2 era, like Medal of Honor 2 or whatever, Medal of Honor 2. I think there was one called Medal of Honor, The Rising Sun, or something like that. I don't remember, but those games back in the day were fantastic. This game looks pretty cool. I might have to check it out someday. They showed a DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3 called the Remind expansion. They showed some footage of it. It's coming this winter. And I'm still on the fence as to whether or not I want to get into the series. I know KH3 has been out for a little while now. I just don't know. I think at this point it's going to be too expensive for me to do. Then they showed an expansion, or a new DLC, third DLC expansion for Final Fantasy XIV called Shadowbringers. It's coming in July. The expansion is equal to a new game release on its own. So they're touting that it's going to be a pretty big expansion. RPG experience with 2 new jobs and 2 new character classes. They did announce the job names and the classes, but I didn't catch it, so I obviously didn't write it down. Excuse me. There's another game here called... hold on, let me make sure I'm not jumping ahead again. Okay. They showed here Romancing Saga 3 and Saga Scarlet Grace Ambitions will be coming soon. I'm guessing it's going to be like a bundle for the 2 games. They showed a little bit of gameplay. I never followed this series, so I don't know anything about it. It says coming soon. No release date was given, however. Then they showed a game called Outriders coming this summer from the creators of Bulletstorm and the Gears of War Judgment game. Both games I actually liked. So, given that fact, I'm looking forward to this game, to be honest. It's coming summer 2020, so we're like a year away from the release of that game. Then they showed a game teaser called Oninaki, coming August 22nd, 2019. I don't really know much about that game, and I don't think I'm going to play it, to be honest. Then they showed Final Fantasy VIII, more Final Fantasy. Remaster, they showed that coming sometime this year. Now, this year is almost half over, so it's going to be coming soon. Then they showed their biggest game of the night. They ended their presentation with the Marvel Avengers game, which will be released on May 15th, 2020. The game was first showed off in 2017, which I don't remember, to be honest. I really don't. Then they announced the main cast for the Avengers. You're going to have Troy Baker as the Hulk, Jeff Shine as Captain America, Travis Willingham as Thor, Nolan North as Iron Man, and Laura Bailey as Black Widow. Hands down, you cannot pick a better voice cast for the heroes of this game. This voice cast is absolutely phenomenal. Good on Square Enix for going the extra mile to secure the best in the business. I couldn't have picked a better voice cast myself. They're saying they tout no loot boxes, no pay-to-win bullshit. That has to be a thing now thanks to EA. Thank you, EA. And then they say every new hero and every new region that's going to be made for the game, I guess post-release, will be free additions to the game. So I guess it's going to be all free DLC, which is really cool. Really cool. PlayStation players will get exclusive beta access and more perks to be revealed at a later date. They did not announce yet, obviously, when the beta is, but I am a PlayStation 4 player, so I guess I'll be getting access to that beta. Now, of course, I could play it on the Xbox as well, but I'm more of a PlayStation guy, and I want that beta access. The game looks awesome. I can't wait for it to come out. I'm a big Avengers nerd. You know, I've seen all 4 movies, including Endgame. Don't know where they're going to go with the movie series now, if they do anything more with it. But yeah. So the last bit to talk about is the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo had their E3 Direct yesterday. I actually had to rewatch it right before coming on here doing this podcast because I missed the first 5 minutes or so of it because YouTube app was swamped and the stream kept crashing on me. So I had to load up one of my consoles, loaded up my Xbox, turned on Twitch, had to wait for all that shit to load, find the Direct on Twitch, and I loaded it up and it worked fine after that. So I rewatched it earlier today. Nintendo made themselves a nice E3 Direct sandwich. And you'll understand why at the end of this. They started their Direct by showing Smash. The next DLC is the Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age, coming to Smash. Now, they did show like 4 characters. I imagine it's going to be one character or whatever, or one character with different skins. Similar to Corrin, Robin, you know. They showed it's coming this summer. So now we know the second DLC character out of the promised 6. Then they showed Luigi's Mansion 3. It's coming later this year, probably in November. November seems to be like it's going to be a really big month this year. Probably November. They showed Guigi, who is a new Luigi character. He has special abilities that Luigi doesn't have. He can slip through cages and fences. He can walk through spikes and stuff like that. However, he cannot. He does not take well to water. He will dissolve. They boasted co-op gameplay, where one player can control Luigi and another player can play as Guigi. They boasted the Scare Scraper, which is a new thing for the series, where up to 8 Luigis can play in co-op to take down all the enemies within the time limit provided. Sounds like something. It's like an extra mode, I guess. Then they showed a teaser for the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics. Don't know if it's a mobile game or if it's going to be a Switch game or both. I imagine it's going to be a Switch game because everything else they showed during this Direct were Switch games. No release date, but it will be coming this year. Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening remake from the original Game Boy game coming to the Switch will be available September 20th, 2019. Trials of Mana, something Square Enix showed off during the Direct, but not on their own show. I guess they wanted to save something, I guess, for somebody else to give out. Global launch, early 2020. Then they showed something called the Collection of Mana. I'm guessing this is like a remake Trials of Mana game. They showed something here called the Collection of Mana, which is available now on the eShop. You could get Secret of Mana, the original Secret of Mana, Trials of Mana, and Final Fantasy Adventure. They showed The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt coming later this year to the Switch. I thought that was a big announcement. CD Projekt Red now backing Nintendo. So the Switch is just doing fucking fantastic. It really is. They showed more on Fire Emblem Three Houses. The game's coming out July 26th. Looking forward to it. I like Fire Emblem. It's a pretty good series. I'm not going to be able to play it right away, but I'm going to get to it. They showed Resident Evil 5 and 6 coming this fall to the Switch to add to the previously released Resident Evil games. Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 1, and Resident Evil 4. Now you have 5 and 6. So now you're just missing 2, 3, and 7. To be honest, I'm kind of surprised that it wasn't the Resident Evil 2 remake. Instead, 5 and 6. Because these games are quite old now, especially 5. Resident Evil 5 was a Xbox 360 and PS3 era game. Resident Evil 6 came out, 4 or 5 years ago now? Coming this fall to the Switch. No More Heroes 3. They showed a little bit of that. Looks pretty cool. I've only played one No More Heroes game on the PS3. That was 9 years ago. Something like that. They showed Contra is getting a new game. Contra Rescue Corps. Coming September 24th, 2019. They showed some gameplay of it. Looks pretty fucking cool. This game, I think, came out of nowhere. I didn't think anyone expected something like this. Then they announced a Contra Anniversary Collection, which is now available on the eShop. You buy this bundle, you get 10 Contra games and a 74-page ebook in one bundle. They showed a game called Daemon Ex Machina. Not really interested in mech kind of games, so I didn't take really any notes on this one. The game's coming out September 13th. They showed a teaser for a new Panzer Dragoon game. Release date to be announced. We don't know what the game is officially going to be called, or if it's a reboot to the series. Then they talked a little bit about Pokemon Sword and Shield. I guess they wanted to save just a tiny bit of information just to shoehorn it into E3. They said you cannot use the Pokeball Plus with these games, which in my opinion I think is a bit of a missed opportunity. Although I could understand why, because people did complain that the Pokeball, using it as the game's controller, cramped their hands. The Pokeball controller was too small, only had 2 buttons. It could have been a little bit bigger, and I agree with all of that. But I still played all of Let's Go Eevee with the entire Pokeball. In fact, when I play that game, I don't even play it with a Joy-Con. However, you can put a Pokemon from the Sword and Shield games into your Pokeball Plus, just like you can with Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu. You can take it on a walk with you in the real world, and if you do, they say something good might happen. We don't know what that means. We really don't. Then they showed Astral Chain. Astral Chain's looking really fucking good. I'm guessing Platinum Games, obviously, right now is focusing more heavily on this game than Bayonetta 3. We did not get anything for Bayonetta 3 this year, again, so just got to keep waiting for that one. Astral Chain will be coming August 30th, 2019. Then they showed a teaser for a game called Empire of Sin, coming spring 2020. I don't know what to make of this game. I thought the music in the background was really old school feeling, like the 50s kind of music. I honestly didn't care much for this. No information on the game, really. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. I definitely am looking forward to this game. It was one of on my list of top 10 games of 2019 that I did at the end of last year, or the beginning of this year, whenever I did it. Coming out July 19th. If you buy the expansion pack, the expansion pass, you'll get DLC including X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Marvel Knights. The DLCs will start dropping this fall. The trailer showed characters like Spider-Man, the Avengers, Magneto, I believe, was one of them, and Thor. They showed him. Thanos, of course, is the villain. Much like the Square Enix game, he is the villain of that one as well. So, I like the style of the Ultimate Alliance games. That style started with the X-Men games on the GameCube and PS2 back in the day, which I played those games. I really liked them then. The style continued with the Ultimate Alliance games. There hasn't been an Ultimate Alliance game in I don't know how many years now. But looking forward to it. I want to play it. Obviously, it's not going to happen right away, unfortunately, but I will get my hands on it at some point. Then they showed off Cadence of Hyrule. I can give one fuck less about this game. I never say this about a Zelda game, but this game looks really fucking stupid. It really does. It's a rhythm type game, and I just don't fucking care. It's coming November 2019. Oh no, I'm sorry, I jumped ahead again. Cadence of Hyrule is coming tomorrow. Tomorrow, June 13th. Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo Olympic 2020 Games. Coming November 2019. I really liked this trailer. I don't play these kinds of games, but I am interested in them. I will watch other people play them. Let me just say, the image of a skateboarding Yoshi's is fucking awesome. Tails in a boxing ring punching out Princess Peach. I thought that was pretty funny. The game looked pretty cool. I'll be watching some streamer play it, I'm sure. Not a game I will play, although it does look interesting. Animal Crossing for the Switch. They said it got delayed until March 2020. I actually want to bring up the tweet about this game because Nintendo of America put out a tweet about this delay. Let me pull it up real quick. Let's see here. Let's see. Alright, Nintendo of America. Here it is. Alright. Where is it? I should have just went to my friend because he retweeted it. That's what I'm going to do. Let's go to my friend. He retweeted it. I'll find it faster through him. Where is it? Where is it? Give me a moment, folks. I'm trying to find it. He retweeted the tweet they posted about this game yesterday. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the Bowser joke they made after the first announcement for after the first announcement of the first Smash DLC coming this year in the summer. I like the Bowser joke. I'm glad they made it. I thought it was pretty funny. Where the hell did he post it? I got a notification that he fucking retweeted it. Oh, here it is. I found it. Here it is. It came from Nintendo Wire. That's why I didn't find it. Okay, so the tweet states that Doug Bowser has weighed in on the topic of crunch, citing Animal Crossing New Horizons delay as an example of Nintendo proudly maintaining a solid work-life balance for its employees rather than bringing a game to market before it's ready. And this is part of an article, I guess, that they released regarding the situation. And I think it's cool. I have the direct quote here, actually. The crunch point, and I quote, "The crunch point is an interesting one," Bowser said. "For us, one of our key tenets is that we bring smiles to people's faces, and we talk about that all the time. It's our vision, or our mission, I should say. For us, that applies to our own employees. We need to make sure that our employees have good work-life balance. One of these examples is we will not bring a game to market before it is ready. We just talked about one example in Animal Crossing's delay. It's really important that we have that balance in our world. It's actually something we're proud of. End quote. Thank you to Nintendo Wire for that quote and for this tweet. So there you go. It's actually very good, to be honest. I'm glad they're taking the time. I'm glad they're taking the time to do what they have to do, and they're not going to release this game until they feel it is ready. So the game got delayed until March 2020 when it was previously announced for a 2019 release. And the end of this Nintendo Direct sandwich that I had mentioned, they showed the next Smash Bros. Character, the third DLC character. Banjo-Kazooie is finally coming to Smash. This just shows the friendship that Nintendo and Xbox have. Phil Spencer did state way back when during Smash on the Wii U that, hey, if you guys want Banjo in Smash, you're more than welcome to have him. Because, of course, Rare owning the Banjo-Kazooie franchise and Microsoft owning Rare. Or at least they bought Rare or something like that. So, Banjo-Kazooie finally in Smash. I thought the trailer was pretty comical. I like how they showed the silhouette of Banjo, and then the Duck Hunt dog pops up out of nowhere and is laughing at us for thinking it was Banjo. And I thought it was pretty cool. And then Banjo coming out of nowhere and just kicking the fucking dog in the face. I thought that was fantastic. I loved the trailer. It was pretty cool. Now we know 3 out of the 6 characters. I'm guessing we're not going to get the other 3 until next year, and that makes sense. Then they quietly ended the presentation by simply stating that the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is currently in development. And with that, folks, I have officially gone through all of the E3 stuff that I took notes on. All in all, I think it was a really good showing. Sony wasn't there. They said they weren't going to do a presentation. To be honest, I think Microsoft won E3 this year. They had a fantastic presentation. Nintendo and Square, I believe, were a very close second, third. And then Ubisoft, I would say maybe fourth. Ubisoft and Bethesda having a close fourth, fifth. And to me, EA coming in last. So that's how I rate from first to last. Microsoft, Nintendo, Square Enix, they're very close, 2-3 punch. Ubisoft, Bethesda, and EA. So there you go, folks. Thanks for watching the gameplay here over this video. Thanks for listening to this 1-hour podcast recapping all of the press conferences that I watched. I love E3. I love this time of year. Look forward to it all the time. I did ask a few friends of mine if they wanted to be on with me because I was going to do this stuff live like I did last year, or at least like I tried to last year. But maybe next year will be different and will be better. But yeah, 1 hour of E3 recap coverage. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, my name is The Rose, and I'll catch your ass down the road.